What's going on? Oh my god, I think I'm too relaxed. I can't talk. What's going on, everybody? This is your host, Rob, and welcome to another episode of From My Experience podcast. Today, I just want to talk to you all about not being afraid to move to the next level and remembering where you came from. So, those of you that know me know quite a bit. I'm hardworking. I've had tons of jobs, and I'm a simple person. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily have to be a super duper millionaire or anything like that to be happy, but you know, I want a family, nice car, nice house, everybody taken care of, we're financially secure, and I'm straight. Whatever that may be. But I think a lot of the times we think about those things, whatever it may be. It could be a car, house, motorcycle. It could be love. It could be leaving a legacy behind, or making your mark on the earth, or changing something, or making other people's lives better. Whatever that may be. But here's something I want you to think about. When you ask for that, are you ready for it? You know, are you prepared to sacrifice things that have you in a specific comfort zone? Are you willing to step out of that comfort zone and create a new comfort zone? Are you willing to let go of old habits and people that you may have thought were meant to be there along for the journey who aren't? Are you truly prepared to step up your mentality and to change your mindset? Because as you get older, I believe, as we get older, you know, we go through some years of enlightenment. I'd probably say in your teens, probably to, I don't know, because I'm not old enough to really say. But I would say my teen years and my 20s really taught me a whole lot. And I've kind of got more focused now where I'm at age-wise, as far as what I want and what I need to get there. And just by looking back at where I came from and where I am now, and looking at some of my friends and where they are now, and people I used to hang with and be with and where they are now versus who I hang with now and where they are now, all those things play a role. But I want you to keep that in mind. When you ask for something, a lot of times it doesn't, you know, and I'm just speaking, you know, I believe in God, so I pray to God. I go to church and I ask God for things. I pray about them. And I think a lot of times we do that. When it gets sent our way, we don't recognize it, one, because we're not ready for it, or two, if we do recognize it, we run away because we're scared, because we're not ready. But yeah, we keep asking for these things. So I'm just going to talk about me. I asked for, I don't know if I've said this to y'all before or not, but I'm going to repeat it if I did. I asked for just ignorance and any kind of weight, any person holding me back, I asked for it to be removed. And ever since I've asked for it, it has happened. Like, my phone rings less. I used to have two phones, now I got one phone, and most of my phone calls are business phone calls. I get more business phone calls than I do personal phone calls, which I love because that means I'm making money. But it also gives me a great deal of focus. And ever since some of those, I would call them burdens, have been removed, just a certain type of person, or people rather, used to really always try to latch on to me and link up with me. It's always, you know, the people with the mouthpiece. Yeah, we should hook up and do this and do that. And they don't have their stuff together. I got my stuff together, but you don't have your stuff together. And you see that I have my stuff together, so you're hoping that you can link up with me so that I can help you. It's not mutually beneficial, so I'm not interested. So I asked for those types of things to be removed, and it have been. I also asked for, I want financial security. I wanted to live a better life. I wanted to be able to live the way I want to live. When I want to go on vacation, I want to be able to go on vacation. When I want to walk in the store and buy something, I want to be able to do that. If I'm in a relationship, if my girl wants to go somewhere, if I want to get her something nice, I want to be able to do that without having to worry about how I'm going to replace that money within the next 2 weeks because I can't pay a bill. You know, I want bill money to be bill money, and fun money and spending money to be just that. Not only that, I asked for just a clearer mindset, the strengthening of my own personal abilities and my own personal, resolve. I want to be a better person. So what has happened is a tremendous amount of things have happened, actually. Like I said, one, a lot of those burdens and a lot of those people have been removed. Two, switching careers, as I told y'all before, it's going extremely well. I mean, I'm probably, if things keep going the way they go now, I'm either gonna double or triple what I used to make in my old career field. By this time next year, it would be tripled, I'm thinking, if I keep working at the rate that I'm working. So the financial things are there. But you know what? I had to really sit back and think, how and why didn't this happen sooner? And it goes back to how I started this conversation with you all. I wasn't ready. The old Rob. Let me tell you about the old Rob. He was stubborn. I've never been a know-it-all, but I've always been a for sure person. Like, if I have the facts, I would just stick to the facts. I wouldn't really bear off to the left or bear off to the right. I mean, I would listen to outside influences and people who give me advice, yes. But I, quote unquote, played it safe. I would stick to what I know and what the facts are, because I'm a planner. I'm very meticulous. I like to try to see where things are going, or before I enter something, I need to see some type of structure. So what I've learned to do is to enhance that, and I've learned to step into things a little bit and then help create the structure, rather than walking away from it because there is no structure to begin with. Old Rob was also a very huge procrastinator. Huge. I'm talking about in college, 8-page paper due 2 months from now, and I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning the day before it's due writing it. Procrastinator. Supposed to call you back, procrastinator. Turning in lesson plans late. I mean, I was a procrastinator, a huge procrastinator. I still procrastinate now, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. It used to be really bad, man. I mean, I don't even know how I made it this far being that big of a procrastinator. Also, I was very, for the lack of a better word, blunt, black and white. I would say less understanding. Like, I would listen to people and hear what they have to say, but I wouldn't cut any slack. It's like, if someone says, I want to learn how to drive, but I don't see you taking driving courses, I don't see you studying the driver's manual, I will basically scorn you for that, because I don't feel like you were serious, or I didn't take into consideration what else might be going on in your life that might be preventing you from doing that. And so I would try to, one of the problems I had was when that would happen, I would always try to jump in and save people. Like, I always came to people's rescue. I mean, whenever anybody needed anything, they came to me first, because I always came to the rescue, because I liked helping people. And eventually you realize it starts sandbagging your own progress. So I had to learn to say, okay, one, assess the situation, and two, look at the factors that are surrounding it. The same scenario. That person who wants to learn how to drive, I would look at it, oh, you're not reading your driver's manual, blah, blah, blah. And I would talk to him and say, hey, what's going on? Why you said you wanted to learn to drive? Well, I got this, that, and going on, blah, blah, blah. And so at the end of the day, if I don't see you trying to help yourself, it's not my place to try to help you. I'm a firm believer in, one, if you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody else. And two, if you're not willing to help yourself, if you're not willing to put in the effort to help yourself out of a situation, I mean, just take the initiative. Go pick up the driver's manual book. I'll study with you. But if you won't even make the effort or attempt to go get the book, to me, that means you don't really want to do it. I'm off that. Old Rob would drive to the DMV and get the book for you, and come deliver it to you while you sitting on the couch. New Rob, nah, no. I've just learned I take people at face value. You know, you can tell me whatever you want. I'm gonna look at your actions. So that is one of the hugest leaps I've made, because in my career field, I really have to learn to read and assess people, and my bottom line depends on the decision that they want to make and the goal that they're trying to get to, and how I can help them get there based off of what they're telling me and what they're showing me, and just having a real direct conversation. So that's a big thing that has helped. I've also had to learn how not to get frustrated easily. I was very dissatisfied with a lot of things in my life because I felt like I should have been further along. I mean, I'm 32 now, and for the longest, I would say my late 20s, I'm like, man, why am I not married? Why don't I have a girlfriend? Or why don't I have my kids yet, my house, my car? Like, I shouldn't be here, when in fact I should be here. There's something there are parts of me that aren't ready for that, like a family. Whew, thank God. Thank God that didn't happen in my 20s. There's so many more things I want to do. I want a motorcycle. I want more money. I want to travel some more. There's a lot of things you can still do it when you have a family, but it just changes it. You know, when you have kids change anything. My dad told me when I was living with him, when I was born, or me and my brother rather, when we were born, his life stopped and our lives started. So he came second. And I ain't gonna front. I'm not finished with me coming first. I love that I come first. I love that I can come and go as I please, and you know, everything's on my shoulders, and I know how to take care of me. So I'm glad that that has not happened yet. But that is just a part of what it takes to getting those things that you truly want out of life. You know, we ask. Okay, there's a reason you don't have it now. Something has to change. You can't keep doing the same thing the exact same way and expect a different result. I believe that is the definition of insanity. Doing something the exact same way and expecting a different result. So, you know, I had to grow, I had to change, had to cut some people off, not talk to people anymore because they were toxic. Not that they were bad people or mean people, but they weren't helping me grow. They weren't trying to help themselves grow, and it was just the same old story. You either got a bunch of drama going on, or you need something from me all the time. I can't do it anymore. I can't, because if I keep giving to you, I can't give to myself. I can't give towards the future. I can't give towards my business, you know? So those are some of the things I had to learn to let go of, which I actually learned earlier in my life. I would say early 20s. I think that's one of the biggest hindrances for a lot of people. A lot of people have that homegirl or that homeboy that they just can't let go of. You love them to death, and there's nothing wrong with loving somebody from a distance, but you love them to death. You feel like, oh, that's my road dog. And you know what? I feel like this. If you really love someone and care about them and you want to see them do well, and you know that you're probably standing in their way and you're afraid of being left behind, so you keep them around, that's very selfish. Like I've always told my closest friends and even my girlfriends, if at any point you feel like I'm holding you back or I'm not good for you, let me know. The last thing I ever want to do is stand in anyone's way of what they're trying to accomplish in life. And it takes a very strong person to, number one, flat out say that, and number two, mean it. Because yeah, you can hang around and leech off of people and wait for them to make it and wait for them to pull you up to the next level. But my thing is this: why not get up off your ass and do it for yourself? Why are you waiting for someone else to be successful in order for you to be successful? There are people out there like that. Waiting. Can't wait for you to hit big, you know? Or they wait for you to hit big. All right, show me how you did that. Well, bro, you seen all those blood, sweat, those years of blood, sweat, and tears. That's how I did it. You can't rush the process. It takes experience. You know, you don't just wake up and have all the answers. You know, it takes blood, sweat, tears, time, effort, energy, and people want it overnight. They just want you to and I think that's very disrespectful to want someone to just hand you that. You know, why wasn't you in the trenches with me? Why weren't you working hard with me? When I tried to give you the knowledge, you weren't ready to receive it. Okay, cool, but you can't force me to cater the message or cater the knowledge to you the way that you want, because that's how you want to receive it. And that goes back to, you know, are you prepared for it? So, me now, that sounds funny. Where I am now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little weirded out. Afraid is not really the right word, because I'm not afraid, because I feel really good. But it's now that I've reached this new level, I would say, of enlightenment. Because, like, at first it was, I just want to make more money, you know? That was just one of my things. And I mean, I know life is more than about money, but I have a lot of good close friends that I love and care for, and I want to see them more often and stuff like that. But, you know, I want stuff too. And I want to be a great provider too. So I needed to change my income so I could get more freedom, financial freedom. But I keep coming back to that because it can't just be the thought of, I want more money. The mindset that I have now is, I want to live differently. I want to be in another tax bracket. I want this financial increase to be the new norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people want money, but nah, I want 70, 80, 90,000 a year. I want that to feel normal. You know what I'm saying? I want, when I have my kids and my family, I want that to feel normal to them. I don't want people, oh, you got a good job. Nah, that should be normal. With the potential and the abilities that I have, and some of you out there listening that you have, that should be the norm for you. So make it the norm. You have the power to make that your new norm. You know, that's another reason why I left the career I was in. I would never get there unless I jumped through a bunch of hoops. So now I switched to a career where I took the ceiling off. So now I gotta climb, I gotta fly, I gotta jump, something, stack some stuff and stand on top of it. But now I gotta go for it. And I can. And that's the mindset. The mindset is, put yourself in a new tax bracket and make that your norm. Make $100,000 a year and let that be normal. Not astonishing, not special. Let that be normal. Let that be easy work. Because it can be. It can be. Something is only hard if you believe it's hard. Something's only difficult you truly believe is difficult. It's all about the methodology and the comfort level. Learning how to ride a bike sucked when you were a kid because you didn't know what you was doing. You falling, you busting your kneecaps. Once you learned how to ride it, it was nothing. It's like waking up and brushing your teeth. It's nothing. It's the same thing with, you know, changing your mindset, mentality, and getting that money. It's uncomfortable because you're going to have to do things that you're not normally used to doing. But once you begin, that's it. Make it your norm. Make it your new comfort zone. And I think that's where I know that's where I'm headed. I can't put too much of my business out there, but I know that's where I'm headed, and I see it, and it really just hit me. I was looking at, you know, some of the stuff that I have that's going to be coming out of the pipeline, and I was like, wow, like that's going to be a good chunk of change. And I'm like, yo, you know what? That I can do that whenever I want to. Why should I only expect to do this every once in a while, or look at that and say, oh, well, that's not normal. Wow, I'm lucky. Nah, I'm going to make that my new normal. Because you know what? Once you do that, you hit a milestone. And once you hit one milestone, you see the next milestone, and then the next milestone. And that's how you get to new levels. You make that the norm. You know, look at some of the pioneers. I'm just going to speak to hip hop because I love hip hop. Look at Jay-Z. Look at someone like Puffy. Even though I don't care for him too much, look at 50 Cent. Look where those guys started. Look where they are now. Look at their mentalities now. They went from music to running businesses and corporations and then passing opportunities to others. I mean, you know, Puff and Jay are dang near billionaires. Came from nothing. The hood, the projects. Far less opportunity than I had coming up. So if guys like that can take their talent and abilities and skills and make it out and use their brain and know-how to create a new normal life for them, because now being a millionaire, that's normal. You hear it in the music. That's the norm for them. Before, it might have been soggy cereal, roaches, you know what I mean, selling drugs, whatever they did, that used to be their norm. But you know what? They decided that they wanted a new norm. So they went out and did something about it and created it for themselves. And that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. I have the tools, the capabilities, I have the people around me to support me to do it. This is everything I've asked for. Except for this time, one, I recognize it, and two, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it, and I'm excited because I can't wait to see what happens next. Now, here's an even more important part. I truly believe life happens in cycles. I feel like sometimes the same thing continuously happens to us and we don't know why, and I believe it's our fault. It's our fault. Why do I keep getting in relationships and getting out of them? Or why do I keep getting in trouble with the law? Or why do I keep getting passed up for promotions? Whatever. Why do I always miss the sales at JCPenney's? Or how come every time I buy something it goes on sale the next week? It's a cycle. And you start to recognize the cycle. The only way to break the cycle is to change. You got to make some kind of change. So one of the things I've learned to do when I come across situations that are similar or that are the same of something I went through in the past, I kind of think back to that situation and I think of the decision that I made and if I was happy with that decision or if it was the right decision. That way, when that situation comes up again, I try to make it not the same. Well, I wouldn't say the same decision. I don't know. Well, I try to make a different decision or a better decision to get away from the cycle. You know, one of the things, like I was talking about, people that leech off of you, you know, being so helpful. One of my best friends, Nika, shout out to Nika and Wes, she used to tell me, Robbie, you never say no. Now, I know I've said this before. You never say no. Well, once I started saying no, I broke that cycle. So those people stopped coming around. Those leeches went away. I wasn't saying no to be mean, but it is what it is. You know if someone's for you, you know if someone's not for you. Let's be real. You know that much about yourself to know when someone's going to benefit you and when someone isn't. So why are you going to put yourself in a situation where you know someone's not going to benefit you? Why? It's your choice. But back to the point I was making. So now that I'm going to make this new level of financial whatever, I'm going to make this my level of financial gain the new norm. What I have to do is make more responsible decisions. I can't blow my money, or just because I'm making, twice as much or 3 times as much, I can't go shopping every day or blah, blah, blah. Like, you have to think, okay, I've changed enough and I've made enough right moves to get to this level. Now, how can I secure it? Ooh, y'all wasn't ready for that. How can I secure this position? If you go out and get a job, unbeknownst to you, if you like the job, you think you're getting paid good, you're going to secure that position. Rob, how you secure the position? You show up to work on time, you're respectful, you follow the rules, you stay on your manager's good side or your boss's good side, so that when it comes time to cut somebody or get a promotion, when it comes time to cut somebody, your name doesn't come up. When it comes time to get a promotion or they want to give some kind of praise, you want to make sure your name is in there. So we take action. We take action to secure those positions. Okay? So when you step up to that next level, how am I going to secure this position? What am I going to do to make sure that I don't go back to where I was? For me, thinking about it, I mean, the obvious things. 1, investing some of my funds. 2, saving some of my funds. 3, keeping the same work ethic. For what I do, if I don't work hard, it don't happen. So I got to work hard. However, I can work smarter. So looking at methodologies and ways to where some of the things I had to do to get to where I am, I can put someone else in a position. You know, that means I have to hire somebody or create a new system or new way of doing things. You know, you got to reflect on where you came from and where you are once again, and putting those pieces in place so that you secure your position. Because once you secure your position, a very powerful thing happens. You can look at the next milestone. You can set that next step. That's basically what I did by switching careers. Everyone thought I was crazy. Oh, what are you doing? I can't believe, blah, blah. Not everyone. Some people supported me. A lot of people supported me, actually. But I secured my position. Worked 2 careers for 2 years. Made a transition from one to the other. I secured my position. Financially, I was comfortable enough to leave one and go to the other. Bong. So I left one secure position and create while I was working in that one secure position. Because you can remember, when something is secure, you're comfortable with it. You know, most of the time if you walk in a bathroom and you lock the door behind you and close the door, you know ain't nobody gonna walk in on you. You're comfortable. You're gonna do what you do. You're not gonna be jumpy and scary looking at the door every 5 seconds worrying about somebody coming in there. So once something is secure and you know you had that down, take advantage of that and explore your other options. So I had this one secure thing over here and I had an unsecured thing. So I said, all right, let me take some of this attention and put on this unsecured thing, secure it a little bit more. Bim. I secured it, transferred. I said, all right, you know what? I don't need this first secure thing anymore. This new thing that I secured is a bigger step up. It's the next level of my life. So I left one and moved on to the other. Now this one I'm still securing, working on securing it. I got a lot more to learn, but I think within the next 2 to 3 years, it'll probably be much more secure, much more stable. And then, you know, I think a lot of things are going to happen between now and then. I think, you know, who knows, I might be married or have kids or whatever, but my motivation is totally different. And now that I've taken the time to reflect and look back at where I came from and where I am now, I know how I want to attack this thing. I know what my shortcomings were. I know what I did wrong, and I know what I did right. So now it's about not repeating those missteps and trying to take that good and put it into this new thing. You still gonna have some missteps, but hey, I'm not gonna have as many because, you know, I can see stuff coming. So now it's about the next milestone. I mean, as far as me personally, my next milestone, growing my DJ business and video game business. Right now I've been working so hard. I typically work 6 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day. Once I secure a bit more things, I got to put more time and focus into that, because those two things are only going to help, are only going to build, and only going to increase that financial threshold for me, and a lot of personal satisfaction. I'm passionate about music. I'm passionate about gaming. Those of you who know me know I'm a big nerd, so I'm passionate about those things. So I want to devote time to them, but I got to keep in mind what's important, what's feeding me, what's really feeding me. All right, take care of what's really feeding you. There's nothing wrong with a passion project at all, but you know, figure it out. This podcast is one of those things, man. I love talking to you guys. Even if only one person listens to this and they get something from it, I'm good, because I feel like I put my good out into the world for the week. So I challenge you, if you're listening to this, I challenge you, one, set a milestone for yourself. Look at where you are right now. Look at where you are right now. That's number one. Number two, reflect on where you came from. Who were you as a person? And are you the same person? Because typically, if you're the same person you were before, your situation hasn't changed very much, and you're probably not too happy. Depends. It depends on the person. You know, I think we all end up finding our comfort zone somewhere. I think much older though. much, much older, because the things, life changes, the people in your life change, your desires change. But anyway, so take where you are, reflect on where you came from. 2, set a milestone. I'll have people all the time, oh, Rob, you seem so passionate about what you're doing now. You seem like you love what you're doing now. Yeah, I do. You know, it took a lot of exploration to find it. But yeah, I found something I was passionate about that I love that I can do as well. So think about it. If you want to make that change, make a responsible and a smart change. I'm not saying run and quit your job or give up an opportunity or, you know, throw caution to the wind. I'm never going to tell someone to do that because I'm a thinker, I'm a planner. Yes, I know some of the biggest celebrities and superstars in the world are some of the people, you know, Tyler Perry was sleeping in his car. Now look at the guy. Some people did give everything up. I just ain't that guy. I gotta have a security blanket. That's just me. So set up a plan. How can I get from this step to that step? Okay, I came from this, now I'm here. So what do I need to change in order to get to that next step? That's what you got to figure out. And it's not that hard. Pull on your friends. Pull on somebody that's in that industry or that's involved in that or that's doing that. And yes, some people going to turn you away because they're scared of competition. And let me tell y'all, cut those people off. If it's a friend, acquaintance, Facebook friend, if there's someone not willing to help you get to the next level, and for fear of, oh, you're going to be competition, blah, 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 I think that's whack. There's billions of people on the planet, okay? I'm in the low country area of South Carolina. I DJ. I do not have any reason to turn away another DJ or up-and-coming DJ if they need advice or help. Why? I don't care what I do, how I do it. I can only play 1 gig at a time. I can't do all the events. So am I worried about competition? No, because guess what? Even if a DJ is more popular than me, better than me, guess what? That dude can only play 1 gig at a time. He can't do all of the weddings. He can't. He can't do all of the parties. He can't do all the clubs. He can't do all the back to school events. You can't be everywhere all at once. Same thing with photographers. You can't be at all the photo shoots. There's only one of you. One. So, you know, when it comes to those fields, now, of course, if you're running like a grocery store or something, you don't want to give someone the keys to the kingdom of that. So I understand that sometimes you gotta keep some stuff for yourself. But when I'm talking about is helping someone grow to the next level so they can do their own thing, you know, come on, man. Anyway, ouch. Find a mentor. Hit my elbow. Find a mentor or someone that's willing to help you. That's what I did. I found someone, and through my years of growth and reflecting, I said, okay, this is someone I can trust. This is someone who's going to give me the knowledge that I need to get to the next level. This is someone who genuinely cares about my well-being, and they understand what I'm trying to do, because that person has gone through the process that I've explained. They looked at where they were, looked at where they are, and that person said, how can I help someone else? So once you find that, heck, YouTube, whatever, there's so many resources. Once you find that, utilize it. Don't use the person, take advantage of the person. No, utilize them, listen to them, take advice from them. Stop being so pig-headed and stubborn. Stop thinking you know everything. Stop thinking you know better. Sometimes do things differently than you would normally do to see what would happen. That's what I had to learn to do. Step out of your comfort zone. Step out of it. Pop that comfort bubble and go create another comfort bubble. And then when that bubble gets too comfortable, pop it and go create another one. But anyway, once that mentor pours into you, guides you, you got to continuously do your part. You got to put in the work. And I guarantee you will get to that milestone. If you don't get to that milestone, either the good Lord is trying to guide you in a different direction, or you need to sit back and reevaluate something because you're not doing something right. Or you got somebody or something in your life that you need to take care of first that's stopping you from getting there. And then rinse and repeat until you look and you say, you know what? I'm good with this. Because I think that happens too. I think people get to a point where I'm good with this. I can't front because I deal in real estate. If I'm selling 30, 40 houses a year, knocking out maybe 10, 15 DJ gigs a year, going to some video game conventions, Thumb Thrasher Gaming popping off, and I'm making upwards of, let's say me and my wife are we 150, knocking on $200,000 a year household, I'll probably be straight. Cause I really don't want a bunch of stuff. The stuff that I want out of life, you know, that's gonna quote unquote cost me money. Nice house. The car I want ain't too bad. I want a Mustang GT. That's not too bad. 40, 45 grand. If I want to get the Shelby, that's about 60. Okay. But, you know, that's it. My money's gonna be invested in real estate. My money's gonna be in the stock market. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So I think once I get there, you know, because I'm helping people as I go along now by sharing my story with them. But once I get to a point to where that is happening for me, you know, then I'll try to find me a mentee. You know, if a mentee comes along before then, great as well. But then I'll start trying to mentor other young men and women who are trying to get to that next level and tell them things just like I'm telling you now on this podcast. It's a great feeling, man. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulder. And I can travel up much faster than I could before. Before, I felt like I was underwater with cement blocks on my feet. Like, literally, that's how I felt. And now I feel like I got a freaking jetpack on my back with unlimited fuel. So I'm going to end that here. That went much longer than I thought it was going to go. But that was just on my heart and on my mind. Sorry for not putting out an episode last week. But like I said, I've been working really, 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 really hard, man, to help get myself to the next milestone. So those of you out there, be encouraged. Shout out to Complete Vision Entertainment, LLC. Complete with a K, Vision, ENT at gmail.com. If you need DJ services in the low country area, that's Charleston, Kiowa Island, Johns Island, James Island, North Charleston, Goose Creek, Moncks Corner, Somerville, Ladson, Lincolnville, all those places. If you need DJ services, just shoot them an email. They'll give you a call and give you some quotes. Thank you for that. Also, shout out to Thumb Thrasher Gaming, just for gaming news, gameplay videos, and unboxings of some new tech and gear, all video game related. Check them out. Thumb Thrasher Gaming is on Facebook. They're also on YouTube, as well as Complete Vision Entertainment. They're also on YouTube. Check out the series Life of a Rookie DJ. You can follow my my journey through learning and weaving my way through the DJ world. But anyway, yeah, sponsor myself. Y'all like that, right? You can do that when you have multiple businesses. Anyway, from My Experience Podcast, this has been another solo episode. If you would like to be a guest, or if you have a topic you would like to have me discuss, you can join our Facebook group, From My Experience Podcast, or you can shoot me an email, from my experience podcast at gmail.com. That is from my experience podcast at gmail.com. Oh Lord. Yeah. So I feel really good about that, you guys. That's just how I'm feeling. That's where I'm at in life. I hope you all are out there doing well. I hope these words have touched someone in the right way to help push them to the next level. And maybe you can take, you know, what I've given you and give it to someone else to help them reach the next level. So until the next time, this is your host, Rob. This is From My Experience Podcast. And I'm going to say peace out. Oh, also, tell your friends about my podcast. Come on. I know some of y'all listening. Y'all know me personally. Tell your friends about it. Tell them to tune in. Tell them to join the Facebook group. I'm trying to grow the From My Experience community, because it's all about personal experiences. That's why I renamed it. You know, we're open forum here to talk about anything. But I just wanted to put that out there because I ain't been feeling the love lately and it's making me feel some type of way. But anyway, I'll check y'all next time.